Bears at the Packers. Packers minus 12.5. My goodness. Over under 43. This is the first time the Bears have been double-digit dogs to the Packers since 2013, which is like a shocking number. I would not have believed that if you had told me that, because the Bears have just been mediocre. The most interesting aspect of this game to me, Pete, is that the last time these teams played in Soldier Field, Aaron Rodgers scores a rushing touchdown, runs over to some Bears fan, gives him the double bird, and he screams, "I own you! I own you!"
Well, he said a couple other words into that.
Well, yeah. I bleep and own you. And then this week, Aaron Rodgers was asked, he was like, "Do you regret your comments about I own you?" And Rodgers' response, like, Rodgers already hates the media right now, except for the Pat McAfee show, and congratulations to Pat on his lucrative contract with FanDuel. Rodgers said, he's like, look, I mean, first of all, it was like said in the heat of a game, so it wasn't like he said it at a press conference. But then he replied, he goes, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. The stats back it up, don't they? I mean, do the stat, and they're like, well, yeah, I guess so. With this game, Rodgers he can tie Bart Starr for the most wins all time by a Packers quarterback against the Bears. So he can literally own the I own you thing. It's 12.5. It's a ton of points, but it's in prime time. Rodgers is pissed off. He's like gunning for the number 1 seed. And now everybody's made him angry about the I own you comments, Pete. Do you think that he unleashes on Chicago here?
I do. I do. And I almost made this a best bet, but I didn't. I mean, the history, it just tells you what he's going to do to him. I mean, he's dominated. I mean, he's not wrong when he says he's owned them. And the Bears offensively are awful. And the Packers are, getting guys back maybe in this game. They're getting healthier. And they're coming off a bye. I mean, it all shapes up well for Green Bay to blow them out. So, yeah, I'll take – in fact, add it in. I like the Packers as a best bet. Add it in.
Well, put it in the parlay. We don't have any picks for the parlay, by the way.
No, we will. We'll get them. By the way, Andrew Catalan and James Lofton calling the Jets-Saints game this week. So
Godspeed, gentlemen. Two good announcers. Drew the short end of the stick here. But hey, you know what? Maybe it's close to home. It's in New York, so then maybe that'll be easier.
My suggestion for the parlay is we each pick our favorite pick and throw it in, and we'll make the 3 that way instead of trying to agree on 3, because it seems like lowest common denominator. We always pick some stuff that loses because we're like, I kind of like
good point. I like it.
Figure out your best pick, and we'll throw that in the parlay at the end. You added it in as a best bet. I had it as a best bet the whole time. Green Bay minus 12.5. Huge spread considering the lowish total. But Green Bay, you talked about their history against Chicago. What about this year? They're a cover machine at home. They're 10-2 against the spread this year, 5-0 against the spread at home. If not for the Vikings loss, which was a close game that could go either way, they would have covered 11 straight. Chicago just 1-6 against the spread in their last 7. Their defense gives up a bunch of points, even if the yards allowed is solid. It's not like Kyler Murray went up and down the field on that game. He was 11 for 15, and his yardage wasn't that great. And the Cardinals still scored 33 because Chicago was just letting people score points at will. I think the only chance Chicago has is with Justin Fields, and they kind of identified that. He looks like he's going to play this game, quote unquote, medically cleared. And I think the medical clearance came from Matt Nagy trying to save his job, because he's going to get fired if he doesn't win any games down the stretch. And he feels like Fields probably gives him the best chance to win. But I think the rest of the coaching staff is updating resumes. They're not really thinking about saving their jobs. They're thinking about where they're going next. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're checked out here. So Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers owns this team. He gets a win either way. Either the team he is the owner of gets a win, or he gets a win himself. So I think he's going to just roll in this game and prove that he was right with that quote. And I have best bet Green Bay minus 12.5.
All right. Well, I would actually I want to add the Packers too. Give me the Packers the best bet as well. I almost put them in there. And I was worried my card was too big, but I'll add the Packers as well. Who wants to claim the Packers as their best bet in the parlay, since we have all 3 agreement here?
We'll see. We'll see down the road. We'll see who has that number 1. No, I have a different one for number 1 that I'm sure someone's going to hate, but
well, then I'll take, well, Pete, do you want the Packers?
No, I'll tell you. No, I added them in. I got other best bet.
All right, I'll take the Packers in. I mean, I don't care. Somebody's got to take the Packers. I think all 3 of us have them. Let's take the Packers. So Packers minus 12.5.
The whole point was when we agree on picks, they lose. So, I mean, you don't have to take them if you take whatever your number one pick is.
All right. Well, look.
Yeah, but what happens, RJ, if his number 1 pick is opposite of your number 1 pick?
what I'm saying.
Then whoever gets it first gets it. Or we
Okay.
cancel each other out and move to number 2.
All right.
Okay.